Hello friends! Hello friends! I am pre-recording today's video because I feel like it is very, well, number one, I'm in Japan where the rest of the world is sleeping. Number two, the light is making me look beautiful. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not because of that, but it's because, yeah, I just kind of figured it would. Okay, so yes, the light makes me look better. If you're going to record videos, you might as well do it at a time when light makes, it's natural light. Natural light makes everybody look better, right? Anyway, this is our second day of said self-defeating. That's not what this is. It's self-distancing, which is something that I feel like I was born to do. I'm actually kind of geeking out about it, but I know that a lot of people are not really geeking out about it. They're actually not really enjoying it so much. And to you folks, my heart is going out to you. I just want to send you all of the love that is in my heart right now, because I know that this is hard. And I know that for a lot of people, I talked to my cousin earlier, and she is having a difficult time because she's got two little ones and she's got to teach online, and it's tricky. It's not easy. This is hard. So I'm going to be talking a lot about one of my very favorite subjects, which is astrology. Not just about astrology. I'm not going to be like, ew, let's just talk about Libras because Libras like things balanced or anything like that. It's not like that. I really like to see the way that that other things could be impacting us as human beings. I've always felt like okay, so my father is an astrophysicist, a theoretical astrophysicist, would talk about like quantum theory with me, which I always thought was very, very interesting. And he would talk about planets and things like that. So, and there's always been a deep knowing in me that's been like, well, if he's an astrophysicist, and if he's an astrophysicist, but if there are these planets and there's all of this like the energy that's happening way out there, why would it not impact us as energetic beings? And so that's why I became so fascinated by this. Another reason is that I really like Greek mythology and always have. Greek mythology, any sort of mythology. And I always felt like astrology kind of integrated, some of those stories with symbology, my favorite things, just really super cool stuff. So I'm learning. I'm not a pro by any means, but I am learning, and I really want to share whatever it is that I find out and with you, and also help you through everything that's happening right now, because there's some really deep astrology as to what's happening that's kind of like goes along with everything, all the themes that are coming up. And one of the things that has been coming up a lot has been people being super duper touchy. I mean, just even beyond touchy, which is completely understandable, since people are being, shut away at home, not feeling so comfortable with that. Especially if you got to work at home with your kids, kind of hanging out with you by your side. You're like, my little coworkers, what am I supposed to do with this? This is really hard. I don't even have any teepee. Well, what's the world coming to? So, yeah, I mean, it's been hard, and there are a couple of transits that are happening right now, and I discussed them a couple days ago. We've got Mars conjunct, what is it? Let's see here. We've got Mars conjunct Pluto. Okay. And those two together are like war. It's war, and it's angst, and it's frustration, and it's all coming out all over Facebook. I felt the other day, like I had a couple, like I've had people come up, like they messaged me. I mean, people that I don't ever hear from, like, messaged me offended with something that I put up that I felt was just really harmless. I've heard of stories of people who just normally don't, they've been really quiet, and this is another really cool thing too, and I'm about to talk about that, but normally really, really quiet, that are coming out and attacking others. And it's not like, I feel like it's very important. Although it's really, really important to say what it is that needs to be said, it's another thing to address it to the right person. And I actually had my own, like, that handed to me, I think it was last week, when I was like pitching a fit, and it literally, I mean, I gotta admit, I was pitching a fit on Facebook about things. But, you know, I realized, I don't think it was out of hand. I was trying, what I really wanted to do was connect with somebody who had the knowledge and knew what the steps were who knew what the steps were to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, which was to have the schools shut down here on the island, because Japan wasn't testing, and now they're starting to test, so I feel so much better. Anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, it's really important to say what it is that you need to say. It's very important to pay attention to your throat chakra at this point in time. Whatever it is that you need to say, it really does need to be said. However, know that we have the Mars conjunct Pluto, and that is also making you, not you, but folks, really, really combative. And so last time I wanted to challenge you to, instead of reacting to whatever triggers come up for you, pay attention to what is happening once those intense feelings are triggered. And when you do that, when you pay attention to what is happening, when you sense the anger bubbling up from within you, not necessarily because of the reason, don't focus on the reason that it's happening. I mean, you can do that, and you can, boundaries, it's important for boundaries. It's, anger is the immune system of the emotions, and that's where boundaries come from. That is important. If somebody does cross a line, it is important to tell them. However, right now, for the coming couple of days, just pay attention to, and this is until, I want to say, I would say for the rest of the week and up until about maybe the 28th, pay attention to March 28th, pay attention to the way that you are interpreting things, interpreting those strong emotions and those strong pings that come up, whatever is coming up, just like, I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm going to just pay attention. I'm going to process and pay attention to how my body is reacting to it. And it may be a rather strong reaction that your body is having to it. Sit with that emotion. Maybe put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and go into your body and really, really sense for, how is this making me feel? What is happening inside my body when I sense these intense emotions? What else is coming up? What is it that my body feels it needs to do in order to process those emotions? And I mean on a primal level, because this is primal stuff that's being kicked up for people. So it's really important to, on a primal level, get into your body, pay attention to what is happening. If it's deep sadness, do you feel like laying down and not moving? Then do that. Is it that you feel like moving your body and running? God, you know, the other day I took a run and it was like so much was released out of my body. So much angst and so much frustration was released out of my body simply because it ran. I gave my body the ability, I listened to it and I paid attention to it. It needed to move a lot of the funk that was just kind of sitting inside out. So I ran. After this, I'm about to go do Daily Burn, and Daily Burn is one of my very favorite things, programs. It's an online program. It will help. It's one of those that can help you move your emotions out of your body. It's a strength building one. I also know that neatv.com, if you go to, I think it's, oh no, it's neatv.fit. If you go there, 30 days free. They're giving you 30 days of free Nia technique movement. So, and that's something that I'm also thinking about doing, is teaching a Nia class online. Haven't worked up to that one yet, but so yeah, check those out if you haven't. If you're not moving your body, you got to move your body. Got to move your body. You need to process whatever is happening. If it's slow movement, if it's just breathing, just breathe. Do whatever it is that your body is saying. I have to do this. I need to move this energy out in this way or that way or whatever. It's so important to do it just that way. Notice I got my shoulder that's moving like this. Okay, so yeah, feels good. I just feel like there was something that was trapped there. Kind of had to move it. Okay, so that's that. Pay attention to your body. Move your emotions out of your body. This card was one that I pulled at the very beginning of the week. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's the fighting cards, because a lot of folks, and I rearranged these cards and I've been playing with them all week. It's my weekly card pulling that I did. Fighting. It's a theme, and it started at the beginning of the week, and it's the Mars, Pluto, and there's like, okay, so, and then, not as if that wasn't enough, we now have the new moon, which is always so wonderful to call in whatever it is that you want to call in, but we've got the new moon in Aries. Okay, Aries is like my beau, because my ascendant is in Aries. But at the same time, Aries is like, let's get stuff started. Let's get things started. Let's do some things. So it can, Aries is interesting. Aries also is a sign of, is the sign of spreading. It means spreading. So there's a good possibility that I don't know what could spread. It's just spread. You know, that's just the, it could be a rush of panic among people. It could be a, you know, the virus itself is spreading, which is true. It's spreading. I just talked to my daughter and she said that they just went from, I don't know what it was, like 50 cases to like 100 cases overnight. So yes, this thing is spreading. Which is so important. That's why it's so important to do your shelter in place. Oh, no, that's like a drill that we do at work. It's a, you know, social distancing, stay at home, stay at home. Do it, like, cause you know, stuff is spreading, whatever is spreading. There's spread, like there's fear, it's spreading. We've got anger among people, like family members, that's spreading. So yeah, Aries is a sign of spread. It's a sign of action and fire. It's a fiery sign. So yeah, new moon in Aries. That's something to be aware of. And on top of that, there are other things that are happening, and I'm about to get into that. So anyway, that is the fighting. That's the fighting that we're sensing. Now, doesn't stop there though. Okay. And I absolutely, I'm just so excited because I'm looking at the trend. My friend Daniel was talking about transmutation. It's not necessarily transformation, it's transmutation. And I pulled another card today and I was just so flabbergasted. It was wonderful. So we have the moth spirit. Moth spirit is saying surrender. So with the new moon energy that is coming in, you're going to call in whatever it is that needs to, that's going to help you to surrender, so that you can heal. So one of the things that I really, that's being activated, and aside from the new moon, aside from Aries, the new moon in Aries, is that we have the Sun Conjunct Chiron. Chiron is a planet, not asteroid, and it, when it's activated in people, it's called the wounded healer. It's the wounded healer. And if you ever go on astro.com, you download if you get your, you can go on free and then you can get your chart, and then it looks like this. This is Chiron. It comes up backwards for me. I don't know if it's coming up backwards for you. Anyway, it looks like this. It's like a circle and you've got a little K on there. That's Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron in mythology was a product of rape. I mean, he's a wounded, it's like a wounded child who knows that he's not wanted, but yet he's half god, half human. And so and basically what happened was, like, Zeus just basically tried to kill him, and it didn't work because he's half god. So he's got this, like, he's a wounded healer. He's the wounded healer. So every time Chiron is activated in a chart, that is the place where you have tremendous healing to do in this lifetime. At the same time, it is your greatest strength, and it can clue you in as to what your purpose is in life, which is such, to me, an incredibly beautiful thing. So it is a sign. It's a transit of healing, for sure. So Sun Conjunct Chiron. We've got the Aries thing on top of it. Wherever Chiron is in your chart, it's going to indicate to you what your area of healing is. And so you've got all of these, not that one. Okay, you've got all of these signs here. Okay, you've got your Aries, your Taurus, your what is this? Gemini, your Cancer, your Leo, your this is Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo, Capricorn, we got Aquarius and Pisces. So wherever your Chiron is, okay, in your chart, it's going to fall in one of these signs. Wherever it falls in, whichever sign it falls under, that is the area of greatest growth that you will ever experience. Mine is, I think I looked it up. Can't remember. Anyway, I'll look it up. But yeah, so wherever your Chiron is, that's the place that you have the biggest amount of growth to do, the biggest amount of healing to do, but it's also going to be your source of your greatest strength. Okay. So for example, if your Chiron is in Aries, you know, it's going to be your place of healing is very likely going to be, you know, in thinking of Aries energy, it's like it's fiery, it's pushing, it's warring, it's so if you have a Chiron there, it's very likely going to be, you know, I am somebody that is constantly pushing, and I never feel like it's that anything is ever good enough, and so that's going to be one of your greatest sources of pain. But at the same time, your task in this life is to learn to master that and eventually teach people, show others how to master their own. So that's what's so cool about Chiron, is it's like, hey, you know, you've got this problem. So let me show you how to change, like, let me show you where it is exactly. It's right here. Okay. And then you're going to transmute it. You're going to fix it inside yourself. And then you're going to teach other people how to fix it in themselves. And there you go. Boom. That's like instant. That's my purpose. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into a purpose and all that stuff. I have, again, my ascendant is an Aries. Aries also just isn't ever really, okay. If you've got Aries, strong Aries in your chart, Aries just, it's always looking for themselves, trying to figure out who they are. That's just my thing. Who am I? What am I supposed to do? Okay. So, but that's nothing. Anyway. So yes, look for Chiron in your chart. If you need me to help you with that, I would love to help you. You could message me and I can get, and then I would ask for your birth data. That would be your birthplace, your birth time, your birth date. And then we would look and see where Chiron is in your chart, under what sign it's kind of interlinked with. And that is a very good indication of what your area of greatest healing, like what needs to heal, like what childhood wounds need to heal, and what you're here to do, like your role here on the planet. It's a really, really cool thing. So that is where healing takes place. So, so I hope this helps to explain how the fighting from the beginning of the week, we are now on Wednesday, thank goodness. So we are on Wednesday. The fighting started bubbling up, and now it's going to start to kind of like wane, surrender into whatever it is that Chiron, whatever it is that's kicked up, because Chiron is going to, like that Sun Conjunct Chiron, it's going to kick up some stuff, some old childhood gunk. It is. And then go into the feeling, go into the sensation, and notice how is it that you can heal from it. Okay. So I really hope that this is helpful. I did pull, and I thought, oh my goodness, I could not believe this, but I'm going to be working with this card for the next couple of days. And so I just want to show it to you. This is my Wild Kuan Oracle deck. This is the card that I pulled just today, Daughters of the Red Tent. I don't know if you ever read The Red Tent, one of the best books ever, I think. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So, but I want to read a little bit from this card, and then just a little bit, just to kind of give you an idea. And then tomorrow I'll be back and I'm going to put another video up. This is so fascinating to me though. Because we really are in a time on the planet of transmutation, transformation, transforming, transmuting old nasty patterns into awesome, awesome things. So this is Daughters of the Red Tent. You are on the cusp of a threshold through which you shall pass into a life transformed. It is the natural power of your own growth process that has brought you to this stage. Stepping forth with maturity, you have outgrown the world the world you once knew, even the persona that you once believed to be an accurate reflection of you. At the threshold, there can be danger. For that which is new is vulnerable until it gains full strength. But you are held in sacred protection throughout this time of transition. Soon you shall emerge in full maturity and strength, integrated and ready to bring yourself to the world in a new form. It has been decreed thus by nature herself, and so it shall be. This is so powerful, and I am going to be doing I'm going to write something about the change cycle, that transmuting process. This is a very, 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 we're in a transformative time, transmuting, a time of transmutation. We are in a time where we're looking at our values. So this is, it's very, if you're able to really go into that Chiron healing space, heal yourself, it's going to reveal to you the values that are really, really sacred to you, and allow those values to really, your values to really, really rise up to the surface. It's almost like I'm getting, like, you know, you've got a pool of water and you look in the water and you're like, oh, look, my values, they're right there. Okay, so if you've been struggling with that, this is so powerful. It's working. So here's the healing process that I want to take you through now. This is really cool. You're going to want to get something red. And I happen to have this really cool red. I don't even know what it is. I got it in Paris a long time ago. Red tent stuff. I'm going to put them around my head. I don't even know it. I think this is a sleeve. What's happening here? Anyway, I'm just going to wear it like that. So yeah, you want to visualize red. If you have something that's red, you can pause this video, put the red on. I got my red on. I mean, I don't even know what this thing is. Look, like, now I'm lost in it. Okay, you're supposed to wear it like almost as a shirt, but I don't even know. I need my daughter to help me with these things. I don't even know what's going on with this. Anyway, the instructions are to put it on your head, whatever. And so I'm putting it on my head. That looks nice. There we go. We're going to go with that. Okay. Now that Tony looks good. I look good. Look good. All right. So yes, this, interesting enough, is a healing process that is to be done in seclusion. Read the red tent. See what I'm getting at? So you're doing this in seclusion, which is so fitting because so many of us are in seclusion anyway. Not going to be hard unless you got kids around you. That's going to be tricky, but you know, in privacy. You got to find a red scarf, anything red, or even visualize red, or even you can look at my red thing that I've got on right now. And we're going to use you can use a visualization. You can close your eyes and just imagine or just see the color red. I love this vibrant red. I think it's so beautiful. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. Listen as I read this healing process. Daughters of the red tent who love me unconditionally, wild Kuan Yin, red mother of unconditional love, watch over me now. Lend me your grace, your protection, your sweet sanctuary as I surrender into my own coming of age at a spiritual level. I choose my own free will to trust in myself, in life, in divine love, and let go of what no longer serves my soul. I open up to receive and to be in the fullness of the next phase of my beautiful life path. I accept the endings that serve greater life, and I am held in divine protection throughout this sacred rebirth. Through divine grace, mercy, and compassion, so be it. So, I could actually put this over my head just like this and make a little tent out of it and just rest inside my tent. Feels kind of cool. Just get a look at my hands there. But this is the red tent of seclusion. It's almost like a chrysalis. If you can find yourself a place of seclusion. You're in a place of dissolving right now. And if you're feeling sad, that's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Dissolve. You are dissolving. So when a caterpillar crawls and goes into the chrysalis, the imago cells, or not the imago cells, but everything that is inside that caterpillar dissolves. It dissolves and it becomes bug soup. It just dissolves. And all it can do is sit and be. So allow yourself to sit and be. And take in anything that is taken in whatever it is that you feel, whatever it is that Chiron brings up for you, just sit with it. Allow it to be. Allow the transmutation to happen, to take place inside your body first. Sit with it. Allow your body to do whatever it needs to do to help to transmute that energy so that you can move on to the next phase of healing and your next phase of transmuting and stepping into what you're being asked to do as a person on the planet. Okay? All right. I hope that this helps today. I will be back tomorrow. There are some more transits that are coming up for this week. Not so rocky, thankfully, right? Okay. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind with others. Red tent. If you feel like you really need to seclude, allow yourself to do that. See if there's any way that the kids will let you kind of break away. Say, you know, and something that I used to do with my own kids is I would say, and sometimes under a lot of frustration, I would say, Mom really needs 5 minutes. Okay, so just allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to pull away and just retreat and just be. Okay? Enjoy. Let me know if you need help finding your Chiron and where it's at and what it is activating in your chart. And I will talk to you later. All right. Bye.